Abdullah Mason was recently asked about the guys at 135, including Tank Davis, and would he be up for the fight and everything else. And like he said, with his team and his family and everyone, uh, with the way they do fights and the way they go into fights, he's confident against anybody. You know, he's not really just looking at one person and saying, "Well, I can't beat that guy." He's confident with any fighters at 135 right now. He's not really running from any smoke. He's not running around trying to call out guys and make a name off. See, it's a difference. This how you know Abdullah Mason really has skills. He's not running around building his name off of calling people out. He hasn't called anybody out. And look how scared guys are right now. You got the top fighters like Tank saying he's the second best. Tank's team and him saying he's the second best. He's the best at 135 besides Tank. You got Shakur Stevenson saying he's next up. You got other guys starting to get jealous and say other things. But Abdullah Mason right now is a threat, man. Like, if you're in that weight class or around that weight class, unless you're going to be fighting him soon, please don't say his name. Don't let these reporters put you in a situation where you can't really come back from the situation. Because Abdullah Mason going to put a lot of guys in a situation where they're going to do all this running around and saying people have been ducking him for all these years. And then when it gets close to having a fight with him, it's going to be a lot of guys explaining why it didn't go a certain way, or I can't fight this guy, he ain't did enough. It's going to be a lot of those situations going on. That's why now I'm trying to basically get that out of people's head when it comes to the older fighters. Because if the older fighters can do it, people are going to say, well, Canelo did it. That's why I'm going at Canelo now. And people say, well, Tank can do it. That's why I'm checking everything Tank doing now. Because these young guys, they're not finna run around and be like, well, this guy's ducking and things like that. We already heard that before. That's why Turkey Al-Sheik's showing up now. Because the ducking thing is it's bleeding, it's draining the sport right now. There's too many things going on, too many big fights not happening. So with Abdullah Mason, people know that he's a threat, man, already. A lot of fans who actually know boxing, they know this already. I haven't heard anybody saying, well, Abdullah Mason to get slept by Tank. They know what time it is. Not to say that Tank is gonna go in there and get whooped by him. It's just that they know the respect level is different. For some reason, they respecting this young guy a lot more than they respect everybody else right now. And that speaks volumes. For him to be getting respect right now from day one, that lets you know that a lot of fighters know that he's a threat. And if they don't try to slow him down soon, he's going to be the biggest thing in the sport. I mean, you're going to have to fight him if he your division. If Abdullah Mason is still at 135 and you're at 135, but as I said, man, it's going to be a lot of guys leaving 135 soon. It's going to be a lot of guys leaving 135 soon. By the time they leave 135, Abdullah Mason going to make a name for himself. But it's going to be a lot of people getting out of town real soon when it comes to 135. I'm not saying no names, not taking no shots. I'm just being real. Like, a lot of those guys do not have a chance. They really don't. If I was them, I would actually think about trying to get in the ring with a lot more guys right now who's actually available at that weight class, because as soon as Abdullah Mason comes around, it's gonna be tough sledding for a lot of these fighters. A lot of them know it, but they're trying to play into the hands of the fans. Like, well, I don't know what this guy's bringing to the table. Well, if you don't know, you're gonna find out soon. That's one thing I do know. A lot of these guys acting like they don't know what's going on, or they don't know what certain guys are bringing to the table. You better figure it out real soon, because he's a huge threat at 135. And everybody in boxing. These young guys at lower weight classes too. Everybody's trying to. I know Floyd got a fighter coming around. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be two weight classes away from Abdullah Mason for most of his career. So yeah, we have a lot of fighters available right now, but he's the biggest threat under 21 years old. It's a fact. Everybody knows it. You got guys rushing. Now we only have people acting like it's only 1 or 2 people in the 135 division now. Not a lot of call-outs. it's starting to get I'm starting to notice a lot of things. I'll just say that. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.